Good morning. Welcome to the first episode of the Morning Cup of Joe with Jack. I am Jack Scullin, the founder of Scullin Media, and what we do is we specialize in content marketing for businesses to grow their online presence. And on this first episode, I want to walk through the importance of content marketing and why it's the most effective type of marketing that your business can invest in 2019 and in basically in any kind of digital platform. So nowadays, businesses have the option to invest in a lot of different kinds of media. They can do social media ads on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. They can do PPC ads, which is pay-per-click on Google, and they can do SEO, which is something that makes us different, is because when we build content, we want to optimize it for the web for a very specific reason, which is if your content isn't seen by people, then it doesn't bring any value. So, the biggest thing and the biggest reason why a business should invest in content marketing is because of how the consumer interacts with your brand. And what I mean by that is oftentimes people are so bombarded with advertisements, whether it's Facebook ads, whether it's print ads, whether it's having to watch a 30-second clip before they watch something on YouTube or their favorite television show on Hulu. But that is kind of an invasive type of advertisement, and it doesn't really get someone, it doesn't show your brand when you should be found by the person who'd be interested in your brand. And what I mean by that would be that if someone's on Facebook and they're just scrolling through their feed, they're checking out their friends' latest pictures, they're checking out some funny videos, well, if you're for instance, a financial planner and you have a Facebook ad and your Facebook ad says, hey, are you ready to plan for retirement? Check out our latest retirement packages. Well, that person isn't really in the mindset or ready to start thinking about retirement at that point in time. However, if someone goes on Google and types in retirement planning for a 20-something-year-old, and then they find you, and then they learn about your message, well, that is a much more beneficial way to connect with the consumer. Because most Facebook ads have a very, very low click-through rate. And what I mean by that is very few people click on the ad, and the reason they don't click on the ad is because you're hitting them at a point in the journey when you shouldn't be trying to connect with them. You should be allowing them to find you. And the only way for them to find you is through having optimized content for search. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of agencies, I should say, that sell people on blogs. Hey, we'll write 2 blogs for you a month, 2 500-word blogs. However, these blogs aren't beneficial in the slightest to the brand because no one ever sees them. If you analyze how many people visit that blog and find it, it's a very, very small number of people, if any. However, they're charging the exact same amount as if that blog was optimized for web. And that's what you want. When you create content, you want to have an upfront SEO objective. SEO objective meaning that you want to figure out why you're writing this content, what keywords you're going after, what keywords you want to rank for in search, so that your piece of content from the beginning is optimized around the person who's searching for what your business provides. So, for instance, if you're a financial planner, you would want to find keywords that currently don't have content built around them or have low competition, and you want to fill in that content gap to satisfy those people who are searching for particular queries on the web that currently isn't being satisfied. And what I mean by not being satisfied is the reason that the competition could be low is because there's content gaps, meaning that people are asking questions on the web. However, there isn't a website that provides a sufficient answer to satisfy that person's query. But if you craft a piece of content up front with these objectives in mind and you know what the person is searching for, then you can capitalize on that and craft a piece of content that satisfies that query, and not only satisfies that query but can align your business's services to satisfy that query. So if they're searching for financial planning, so financial planning for 20-year-olds, and someone searches for that and you answer that question, what are the best strategies? Oh, start investing in your 401k, start learning more about stocks and index funds. And then you give them a list, and then within that answer, you say that your business helps guide our customers to learn more about this so that they can learn more about the proper financial planning that they should be doing at that time. And why that's so beneficial is because as a financial planner, you have a certain amount of authority that consumer can trust in. And the main thing about advertising is building trust and rapport, so that a stranger who hasn't heard of your brand before, once they find you, they can actually trust that the answers that you're giving to them are beneficial and correct, and therefore they'd want to work with you. So one of the biggest problems with a lot of Facebook ads is that they're very minimal in their copy, because you can only use so much text on a Facebook ad. You have the caption, you have the headline, you have the image or the video that you're using for your ad, and then you would take them to the landing page. So when they see that ad, they'll click on it and it'll take them to a page on your website or something that you built with lead pages. However, most Facebook ads and most advertisers advise for really short condensed copy, and with that short and condensed copy, you're not building that rapport. You're just trying to be like, hey, I can help you. But you have to sign up now. You have to give up your email address. You have to be very kind of a pushy, sign your name now and it's done. And the reason why, even if someone clicks on the ad on Facebook, they wouldn't necessarily close, is because you're not giving them a sufficient information and building sufficient rapport to not only satisfy their pain points, which is what they're searching for. You're trying to figure out what your consumer, what they're optimally trying to solve, and then you're trying to be the person who can solve it for them. So you have to focus on building content around topics that people are searching for and want to learn more about, and want to learn how to solve that problem. And the best way to do that is a long, comprehensive blog or piece of site copy that is aligned with what people are searching for, what people want answered. And while you're answering that question, and you're answering that question for free, basically. You're giving them free expertise, you're giving them free counseling, a free consultation in a way. So you have to craft your content to not only satisfy what that person is searching for, but then also align your business's services to that problem. And I just want to share with you some very informative and very enlightening statistics about content marketing, and the biggest reason why I think it's the best one to invest in. So in search, when someone searches for something in Google, there's the first three results are PPC links, meaning that a business bidded on a certain keyword that people are searching for, so that their ad can be shown for that query. So for instance, if someone is searching for t-shirts band t-shirts. So band t-shirts, you know, and they search for that. They would pay a certain amount of money so that their query, their link would appear each time. However, each time someone searches for that, they're paying for it. So however much they're bidding on it, let's say it's $5. So every time your ad appears and that impression is being shown, you're being charged $5. But like I said, 97.4% of clicks on the search are organic, meaning that only 2.6% of people will actually click on that ad. And what happens is that businesses are enticed and tempted to invest in PPC services because it's an immediate first page result, meaning that someone searches for it, they see your brand, they see you as an option. However, they're not going to click on it based on the data. So the best practice for a business is to invest in content to be built on your site organically that will not only target those keywords that you want to bid on, but also target related keywords. So that if you provide a great piece of content that when people click on it, they are engaged with the content, that they're learning from it, they're staying on the page, that means the dwell time, that they're not bouncing, it doesn't have a high bounce rate, meaning that people click on it and then they instantly leave your site. That's a huge penalty for Google, because it's basically saying they were searching for something, they clicked on your website, but then they didn't get what they were searching for. Their search intent was not satisfied. And then Google sees that, okay, well, I'm going to drop the rankings. So you need to build a comprehensive, great piece of content that's aligned with the keywords that you want to be targeting, and you want to bring in traffic organically because people don't like advertisements. They want information. They want to have their problems solved, but they don't necessarily want to be, sold on it. They want to sell themselves. And a great example I can give, and a recent ad that got me, was that I was hit with an ad for toothpaste, and the commercial was saying that most toothpaste don't have this ingredient that helps prevent cavities, and their claim was that their toothpaste is 3 times more effective at preventing cavities because of this ingredient in the toothpaste. So if someone's searching for what's the best toothpaste to prevent cavities, and you provide sufficient data, you provide sufficient evidence that the claims you're making are in fact real, that when someone clicks on it, learns about your brand, they'll want to buy it. Because they were interested in finding toothpaste that prevents cavities. Sorry, I'm outside. They wanted to learn about toothpaste that prevents cavities, and they found you, and you explained why your toothpaste prevents cavities. So therefore, they'd be much more likely to buy it, and you didn't show them some ad at a point where they weren't interested in learning more about toothpaste that prevents cavities. So, not only are organic search results result in 97.4% of clicks, but also 70 to 80% of users ignore paid ads and focus on organic. So, although you're paying for your paid ads, your PPC ads to be at the top result, the users are ignoring them. And people nowadays are increasingly hit with more and more and more advertisements. So they're becoming more and more, well, I shouldn't say more and more. They're becoming better and subconsciously better at just ignoring ads because they're hit with so many that if, there's so much noise, they have to focus on the things they want to hear. And another big statistic is that 93% of online experiences begin with a search. So, if someone is searching for, they're trying to learn about the services that your brand would provide, they're going to start their search on Google. They're not going to start it by getting hit by ads on social media. They would rather find you. And that's the biggest difference that Skull and Media focuses on, is that we're trying to build content that is SEO optimized for your business so that your users will find you. And when they find you, they'll be more likely to trust you and build rapport because they're choosing to click on the piece of content that is being shown in search. And some more statistics I'd like to go into is that content marketing produces 3 times more leads than dollars spent. And this is a big statistic, because when it comes to social media advertisements, you have to have a monthly budget that you're spending on those ads to be shown. So if you're hiring an agency to build social media ads for you, you have to have a monthly budget, let's say $1,000. You have to spend $1,000 each month just to get your ad shown to people. But it doesn't translate into leads, and it doesn't translate into conversions. I've worked in plenty of agencies, and I've seen that a lot of businesses invest in social media ads. They have $1,000 for their monthly budgets, and month over month that they're getting these impressions, that they're getting some clicks. Let's say that out of 3,000 impressions, they get 50 clicks. Just 50. So they only get 50 clicks, and out of those 50 clicks, 1 maybe converts. So you spent $1,000 to have your ad shown, but only 1 person closed. And by close, I mean that could just be they're just giving their email address to you, and then you'll have to invest in email marketing to continue messaging and being like, hey, do you like our product? Hey, do you like this and that? So content marketing is much more effective at generating leads, is because if you provide in-depth content that's filled with value, that's theoretically free to the user, they're selling themselves. They're reading your content, and if you're aligning your message being like, this problem that you search for, here's the problem that most people, back to the financial planning example, most people in their 20s don't invest in their 401ks, and by the time that they're 60, they could have, if they had invested more in their 20s, the compound interest would have resulted in much more money for them to, for their retirement account. So it's best to invest early. However, and then you go into how your business makes sure that not only will we give you the best strategies to invest in your 20s, but we'll make sure that your nest egg when you retire is much bigger. So not only did you satisfy their query, but then you aligned your business with that query to give them a solution. Another thing is that content marketing costs 62% less than traditional marketing. So like I was saying with the social media ads, if you keep investing in these monthly budgets that don't bring value to your businesses, that don't translate into a return on ad spend, then your money's just being pushed down the toilet. And agencies will constantly tell you, it's like, oh, we need this testing phase. By this point, you'll be able to realign your targeted audience, etc., etc. But the honest truth is that with Facebook advertisements, the targeted audiences, it's not as targeted as you think. It's gender, it's the age of the person, some interests. But like, if you're a financial planner, you can't really do, if they're interested in financial planning. That there's not much Facebook data that would indicate that they'd be interested in that. And it's like, we're targeting men 35 to 40. Well, you could be missing out on a lot of people who are interested in that, who just aren't in that target audience. But if someone's searching for it on Google, it doesn't matter what are the demographics of that person. They're searching for it. They're trying to find the answer, and if your information is shown and it's enticing, they'll click on it and they'll learn more. So, another big statistic is that 61% of U.S. online consumers make a purchase after reading recommendations from a blog. So like I was saying earlier, if you can align your expertise with your recommendations, as a experienced financial planner with 20 years experience in the business, I recommend doing the X, Y, and Z. They found you, you're satisfying their query, and then you're aligning your business's services with a solution that will satisfy their problem. And finally, content marketing methods convert 6 times more than other marketing methods. 6 times more. And not only do they convert more, they're more cost effective, and you don't have to end up investing a monthly budget month over month to keep having your ad shown. Because as soon as you say, okay, I don't have any more budget for my social media ad, I haven't gotten the results that this agency promised, well, once you stop putting in your budget, those ads disappear. They're not being shown anymore. But if you have a great piece of content, that's going to work for you month over month over month. So a big example is a client I was working for at an agency. I did the SEO research. I wrote these long-form pieces of content that aligned with their business's objective, and the piece of content ranked for more than 400 keywords, and 25 of those keywords were on the first page of the search results. And each month, that traffic, that organic traffic that those keywords were bringing in, for this one particular blog, this one blog, was bringing in $15,000 worth of PPC traffic. Meaning that if you were to bid for those keywords in PPC ads, it would cost you $15,000 a month. However, if you just pay the upfront cost to have the blog drafted and exists on your website, if you decide you no longer are interested in the service, then that blog can keep working for you on your website. And, I would no longer have to do any work for you. Your blog would keep doing the work that an agency would do. But most agencies don't want to do that because they want to keep you invested. They want to keep you spending your monthly budget, and they want to keep providing that service that you originally were contractually signed up for. So that's some huge things about content marketing, and why I personally think, and why a lot of fire trucks this morning, and that's why I personally think that great content is what your business should be investing in. And by great content, I mean content that has an SEO objective from the beginning. The agency researches what keywords would be best to target based on the low competition, that there's content gaps being shown, that they have a high monthly search volume, and they draft the content in a long-form, comprehensive piece of content, because now Google, the vast majority of first-page results, the blogs are at least 2,000 words. But most agencies only provide blogs around 500 words that won't rank, that won't be shown, that won't bring any value to your business. But if you have SEO optimized content from the beginning, that's long form, that has a variety of media, that has images that the agency creates, even video content for your YouTube channel, Google will crawl that, find that valuable, and that valuable piece of content will bring in massive amounts of value, and the value that you want. The value that you want is someone searches for something that they've never even heard of your brand before. They're just interested in financial planning or whatever your business provides. They find your brand, and that they find your brand out that way is a much better way to find out your brand, rather than being shown a random ad at a point in time where they don't want to be shown that ad. They want to find your brand when they are in the mindset to be learning more about financial planning or whatever your business provides. And it brings in traffic. Most of the clicks, 97.4% of searchers on Google click on organic results. So the best value is to invest in long form content that is SEO optimized, that ranks for the keywords that your business wants to rank for, and that aligns with the services that your business provides. Not bad for episode 1. I thought that was pretty good. So I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my coffee this morning, and to learn more about Scullin Media, visit jackscullin.com. And if you're interested in learning more about my services, feel free to contact me for a free consultation and a quick site audit, where I'll go through your website and see what would be the best strategy for your business and what would be the best services that would bring the most value for your ad spend. So, thanks for joining me today, and toodaloo.